Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're heading down to the absolutely stunning coastline of Baja California Sur. But we're not just going for the incredible views. We're going because there's this amazing story about how a local community completely transformed their home into a global gold standard for marine conservation. And in doing so, they created a unique sanctuary for one of the ocean's most incredible predators, the orca. Okay, let's just dive right in with this quote because it says everything. This comes from a local research group, and what it means is, the sea is no longer the Old West. The days of a wild, unregulated free-for-all in the Cerralvo Channel, they're over. What's taken its place is a whole new era built on respect, on smart regulations, and just a deep reverence for one of the most vibrant ecosystems on the entire planet. So to really get why the rules for interacting with orcas are so incredibly strict here, you first have to understand that this place isn't just another tourist spot. For thousands of years, this has been a sacred place with incredibly deep, profound human roots. Way before tour boats and tourists, this was the ancestral home of the Periku. They were a people so connected to this water that they're known today as the ocean people. And their relationship with the Sea of Cortez wasn't just, cultural. It was quite literally written into their very biology. And this is where it gets really fascinating. We have hard scientific proof of this connection. Archaeologists have found things like these bony growths in the ear canals, which is clear evidence that the Periku were elite, deep water divers holding their breath for long periods. This changes everything. It turns a simple coastline into a sacred landscape, a place they even called the Cemetery of the Sea. And this is where that ancient history connects directly to today's conservation efforts. That heritage of the ocean people informs this deep need to protect the unseen environment, the soundscape. The silence of the channel is now treated like a physical resource, something that is absolutely critical for the health and survival of the next generation of orcas, specifically the 2026 calves. So how does this ancient legacy carry forward into the modern world? Well, it's being carried on by a group of present-day guardians who have totally redefined their community's relationship with the sea. You see, the power here isn't held by some foreign developer or a big corporation miles away. It rests with the local ejidos. These are the communal landholders, and their authority is actually enshrined in the Mexican Constitution. They're the ones who make sure that any development has to benefit the local community. And here's the kicker. This whole revolutionary change was driven from the inside. Local families with generations and generations of seafaring knowledge led what they call a mental migration. It was a conscious, deliberate choice to shift away from just taking resources out of the ocean to creating a world-class conservation economy. And you can see that profound shift right here. On the one hand, you had the old cut-and-run projects that just depleted resources and brought in outside labor. But they rejected that. And in its place, they built what's known as the Agua Amarga model, which demands long-term commitment, prioritizes local jobs, and, most importantly, protects the acoustic integrity, the very silence of the channel. Now, with this new model comes a brand new, very strict set of rules. Operating in these waters is a privilege, not a right. And getting what the community calls the social license to operate, well, it requires absolute, total compliance. Just look at this number, 50. That's it. For the entire region, only 50 permits for commercial orca and whale watching are issued each season. That scarcity alone ensures that every single encounter is low impact, and it protects the animals from being overwhelmed. And this isn't just about having a piece of paper. This is a model of what they call active enforcement. Every single permitted boat is tracked by GPS in real time. And operators aren't just taking tourists out for a look. They are required to give back by contributing daily sightings and data to a community-run citizen science log. So let's say you're one of the lucky few who gets to go out on the water with one of these 50 permit holders. What's your role in all this? This brings us to the Orca Standard, the strict, totally non-negotiable rules for how you, the visitor, respectfully interact with these animals. First up, density. There's a strict maximum of 16 boats allowed in any one observation area at a time. This prevents what's known as acoustic smog from all the engine noise, which can seriously disrupt how orcas communicate and hunt. Second, proximity. The moment a boat gets within 50 meters of an orca, the engine goes into neutral. Period. End of story. This is a no chase, no pursuit zone. The whole goal is to be stationary, to be passive, and just observe. Now, this is the 15-minute curiosity rule, and it is really the heart of the entire philosophy. An interaction is only allowed to continue if the orcas themselves choose to stay near the stationary boat. They dictate the terms of the encounter, not us. It's all about their choice, their consent. Okay, now for the big one, getting in the water. If and only if the conditions are perfect, the animals are clearly receptive, and the certified guide gives the okay, a maximum of just 4 swimmers plus the guide can get in the water from a single boat. This keeps the human footprint as tiny as possible. And this is how it works when you're in their world. Your guide's word is law, for your safety and for the animals. So, first, and this should be a given, but let's say it loud and clear, you never feed wildlife. Don't even think about it. Step 2 is all about how you move. You enter the water quietly. You swim gently with minimal splashing. This is why short fins are recommended. They discourage those big, powerful kicks. You're trying to be a quiet observer, not an Olympic swimmer. Now, step 3 is the most critical. Remain passive. If a curious orca, maybe a calf with its mom watching closely, swims up to you, your job is to be as boring and non-threatening as possible. You stay still, you float, you let the animal's curiosity lead the entire interaction. And finally, you have to respect their world. Your guide will call off any swim if the orcas are busy doing orca things, like hunting a turtle, resting, or just traveling. Your amazing experience does not get to interrupt their lives. So after all this discipline, all this incredible community-led effort, you might be wondering, does it actually work? Well, the result is nothing short of a biological triumph. It's a success story you can actually see and measure in the health of the entire ecosystem. We're seeing a stable, growing pod of eastern tropical Pacific orcas. We're witnessing incredibly complex behaviors like the mubla slam, this super sophisticated hunting technique that only works in a quiet environment. We're even documenting these unbelievable moments of what's called interspecific altruism, where humpback whales will literally act as guardians, protecting other species from orca attacks. These things only happen in a truly balanced ecosystem. But if you want the one undeniable piece of proof that this model works, you have to look at the babies. Peanut head is a visible dip behind an orca's blowhole, and it's a terrible sign of severe malnutrition. And in the calves of the Cerralvo channel, photogrammetry studies confirm it is completely absent. These young orcas are robust, they are healthy, and they are thriving, and that is a direct result of this community's incredible stewardship. Cece, when you visit a place like this and you follow the orca standard, you're doing so much more than just taking a trip. Your respect and your compliance actually make you a temporary custodian. You become an active participant in making sure this incredible sanctuary and all its inhabitants are protected for generations to come. It really leaves us with a question to think about, not just for Bahia de la Ventana, but for any natural space we are lucky enough to visit. Are we there simply to consume and experience? Or are we there to act as custodians, to help ensure its preservation? The choice, as this incredible community shows us, makes all the difference in the world.